Some classic cars are rare because only a few thousand were built. Others are far more exclusive. Imagine owning a car that only one, two, or perhaps six people in the entire world can ever own. These automobiles weren't simply transportation. They were engineering experiments, racing weapons, concept cars, and handcrafted masterpieces that pushed the limits of design and performance. Today, we're counting down 10 of the rarest classic cars ever built, with each one having a production run of 10 units or fewer. Their incredible rarity has turned them into some of the most valuable and desirable collector cars on Earth. Let's get started. 1954 Ferrari 375mm Coupe. The Ferrari 375mm Coupe by Scaglietti is one of the most exclusive Ferraris ever created. Unlike regular production models, this wasn't a car you could simply order from a dealership. It was commissioned by famous Italian film director Roberto Rossellini, making it a true one-of-one automobile. Built by legendary coach builder Scaglietti, the car featured elegant hand-shaped aluminum bodywork that differed completely from every other Ferrari of its era. Every panel was carefully crafted by skilled artisans, giving the car a timeless appearance that still turns heads decades later. Power came from Ferrari's legendary 4.5-liter Colombo V12 engine producing around 340 horsepower. During the early 1950s, that level of performance placed the car among the fastest Grand Tours in the world. Because it was built specifically for one customer, there has never been another Ferrari quite like it. Collectors view it as both an engineering masterpiece and a rolling piece of Italian art. Whenever it appears at prestigious concours events such as Pebble Beach or Villa d'Este, it immediately becomes one of the biggest attractions. 1935 Bugatti Type 57 Aerolithe. The Bugatti Type 57 Aerolithe is one of the most mysterious automobiles ever built. Designed by Jean Bugatti, the Aerolithe looked unlike anything the world had ever seen. Its dramatic flowing body, enclosed wheels, and distinctive dorsal seam made it appear decades ahead of its time. The unusual seam running over the roof wasn't simply for styling. The body was made from electron magnesium alloy, a lightweight material that could not be welded using available technology. Engineers solved the problem by riveting the panels together, creating one of the most recognizable design features in automotive history. The Aerolithe served as the inspiration for the famous Bugatti Type 57 SC Atlantic. Unfortunately, sometime before World War II, the original prototype disappeared. Despite decades of searching, no one knows exactly what happened to it. Some believe it was destroyed during the war, while others think it may still be hidden inside a forgotten private collection somewhere in Europe. If it were ever discovered today, it would almost certainly become one of the most valuable automobiles ever found. 1963 Aston Martin DP215. The Aston Martin DP215 was never intended for public roads. It was created solely to compete in the 1960 324 Hours of Le Mans, where outright speed was everything. Engineers designed an incredibly aerodynamic aluminum body that reduced drag far more effectively than previous Aston Martin race cars. Under the hood sat a specially prepared 4.0-liter straight-six engine, producing nearly 330 horsepower. At Le Mans, the DP215 exceeded 190 miles per hour on the famous Mulsanne Straight, making it the fastest Aston Martin ever built at the time. Although mechanical problems prevented it from achieving victory, the lessons learned from the DP215 influenced Aston Martin's future racing designs. Since only one was produced, it remains one of the company's greatest engineering achievements and an irreplaceable piece of motorsport history. 1954 Oldsmobile F88 Concept. The Oldsmobile F88 concept offered a glimpse into what General Motors believed sports cars could become. Based on the Chevrolet Corvette platform, the F88 featured futuristic styling with dramatic chrome accents, wraparound windshield, and elegant body lines. Power came from Oldsmobile's famous Rocket V8, one of America's most respected engines during the 1950s. General Motors built only 4 examples to tour auto shows across the United States. Like many concept cars of the era, most were scheduled for destruction after their promotional careers ended. Fortunately, one original survived. Today, that surviving F88 is considered one of the rarest American concept cars ever built and has sold for millions of dollars at auction. It represents an era when concept cars showcased bold ideas that inspired future production vehicles. 1936 Bugatti Type 57 SC Atlantic. Many automotive historians believe the Bugatti Type 57 SC Atlantic is the most beautiful car ever created. Only 4 examples were built between 1936 and 1938. Designed by Jean Bugatti, the Atlantic combined graceful curves with dramatic proportions unlike anything before or since. Its signature riveted spine, long hood, teardrop cabin, and flowing rear fenders created an unmistakable silhouette. Beneath the elegant body was a supercharged 3.3-liter straight-eight engine capable of making the Atlantic one of the fastest road cars of the 1930s. Today, only 3 original cars survive. Each is valued well above $100 million, making them among the most expensive collector cars on Earth. Their rarity, beauty, and historical importance have elevated them beyond automobiles into works of art. 1963 Chevrolet Corvette Grand Sport. The Corvette Grand Sport exists because Chevrolet wanted to defeat Ferrari on the racetrack. Chief engineer Zora Arkus-Duntov secretly developed an ultra-lightweight Corvette using thinner fiberglass panels, aluminum components, and a powerful racing V8. Compared to a standard Corvette, the Grand Sport was significantly lighter and much faster. Unfortunately, General Motors announced a ban on factory-backed racing before the project could enter full production. Only 5 cars had been completed. Despite their tiny numbers, the Grand Sports went on to compete successfully in private racing events, proving just how capable they truly were. Today, each surviving example represents one of the greatest what-if stories in American automotive history. 1964 Shelby Cobra Daytona Coupe. Carroll Shelby knew that his Cobra Roadster lacked the aerodynamic efficiency needed to beat Ferrari on Europe's fastest circuits. Designer Peter Brock created a revolutionary fastback body that dramatically improved top speed. Wrapped around Shelby's powerful Ford V8 engine, the Daytona Coupe became one of the most successful American race cars ever built. Only 6 factory examples were produced. Those 6 cars achieved something few believed possible. In 1965, they helped Shelby American win the FIA World Sports Car Championship for GT manufacturers, ending Ferrari's long dominance. Every original Daytona Coupe is now worth tens of millions of dollars and is considered one of the greatest racing cars America has ever produced. 1969 Chevrolet Corvette ZL1. At first glance, the Corvette ZL1 looked almost identical to any other 1969 Corvette. Hidden beneath the hood, however, was one of the most advanced engines Chevrolet had ever built. Its all-aluminum 427 cubic inch V8 significantly reduced weight while delivering incredible performance. Officially rated at 430 horsepower, experts believe the actual output was much higher. Unfortunately, this engine came with an enormous price tag. The ZL1 option alone cost nearly as much as a brand-new family car. The result was predictable. Only 2 buyers placed orders. Today, the Corvette ZL1 stands among the rarest production Corvettes ever built and remains one of the most desirable muscle cars in existence. 1967 Toyota 2000 GT Convertible. The Toyota 2000 GT is often called Japan's first true supercar. But the convertible version is even more extraordinary. During production of the James Bond film You Only Live Twice, producers realized actor Sean Connery was too tall to comfortably fit inside the coupe. Toyota quickly modified 2 cars into convertibles specifically for filming. Although they were created for practical reasons, these 2 vehicles became instant automotive legends. Today, they represent one of the rarest Japanese classics ever produced. Their connection to one of cinema's most famous franchises has only increased their historical significance and collector appeal. 1955 Mercedes-Benz 300 SLR Uhlenhaut Coupe. Taking the number 1 position is the legendary Mercedes-Benz 300 SLR Uhlenhaut Coupe. Named after Chief Engineer Rudolf Uhlenhaut, this extraordinary machine was essentially a road-going version of Mercedes' dominant racing car. Its advanced 3.0-liter straight-eight engine produced around 300 horsepower and allowed the car to exceed 180 miles per hour, an almost unbelievable achievement during the 1950s. Only 2 examples were completed. Mercedes never intended to sell them. Instead, They were used internally by the company, with Rudolf Uhlenhaut himself famously driving one on public roads. In 2022, one example sold for approximately $143 million, making it the most expensive automobile ever sold. Its unmatched rarity, groundbreaking engineering, incredible performance, and historical importance make it one of the greatest classic cars ever created. These remarkable automobiles prove that true automotive legends aren't defined by how many were built, but by how unforgettable they became. Whether it was a one-off prototype, a Hollywood icon, or a race car that changed history, each of these classics has earned its place among the rarest cars ever made. Which one would you choose if money were no object? Let us know in the comments. And don't forget to subscribe to Vintage Ignition for more incredible classic car stories.